Hi, this is my review and recap of what happened in 2022. It might be titled Why to Write a Letter to 2022, and you really should. I'm going to get into that in a couple minutes, but this is going to be unscripted, straight from the heart, just a review and my takeaways from what happened this year. 2022 for me was the year of consistency. That meaning every single day I would do something, some action, some step forward to create a better version of me. And in doing that, I would get closer and further along to my goals and where I'm becoming. So, since I was about 21, I've been taking a cold shower. No, it was on my birthday. When I turned 21, I set out for seven items that I was going to do every single day as a way to go into my new year, into turning 21 with consistency. I don't completely remember what I put down, but the one that I stuck with the entire time was taking a cold shower every single day. Not the entire shower, but towards the end towards the end of the shower, I just take a cold one, I step out, pretty much hype myself up because I know it sucks and it still doesn't feel great. So that one stuck along. And then earlier this year, for some reason, I decided to start doing push-ups and stretching every single day in the morning and at night, and that stuck for a couple of months. And then I realized about 3 months ago I was ready and had all that I needed to add on for a lot more. So every single day I meditate, I read, I journal, I do my affirmations, visualizations, I check how long I can hold my breath. It's a whole nother piece of me. You should look into the next video that I'm going to post in a few days. Doing a twirl, so I spin around in circles 3 times and I say an item I'm happy for, something I'm thankful for, and something I'm worried about. Just a little silly, but I love doing it. And there's a couple more that I can't think of on the top of my head. Oh yeah, I take a photo every day. I do a little podcast where I talk to myself, say how I'm feeling, and then I have another one where it's talking about my goals. Then I take a video, at least 5 seconds every single day, not on my phone, but a camcorder. Then I have a little tape recorder where I say a note of gratitude, something very specific, just to be thankful for and to appreciate. And yeah, there's a couple more that I do. But the whole idea is doing these steps and these actions get me closer to where I want to be and who I want to become. And that's what I decided this year, was to do that. I did a really good job, and I'm super proud of how far I cut. See, I'm just a human, and this is uncut from the heart. To show how far I've come as a person. So that was the big piece of this year that I was here for, and the biggest takeaway was learning how to be consistent, because that's something I've struggled with anytime that I've wanted to start up YouTube or doing any of my goals, not having a set plan or being consistent in the places I need to be. So that's what this is. That's what this year was learning how to be consistent so that I can be posting every single day. No, I can post every week, and that's what I've been doing for the past 5-6 weeks. Some form of video has come out on Monday at 7 p.m. If it's good or not, that's a great question. The answer is likely not, but I'm still doing it. No matter how well they do or how well they don't do. Like, my last video got 2 views, but I said, oh well, I still have to post every single week because this is consistency, and that's what I'm here for. There were two other large pieces of my year. I had to stop flying. I was working to be a pilot for the past 4 years. I pretty much had 22 hours, 220 hours of flight time behind the cockpit of a airplane that I could fly pretty much by myself. I could fly a plane for about the past 3 years since I was a senior in high school. And I loved it, every minute of it. It was so fun and exciting, except I don't enjoy studying. I hated studying, and there was so much studying to it. And there was a lot of pressure from the test while you had to fly to do it, and a lot of other factors, and also realizing I love photography. I want to make videos. I want to do what I want to do with my life. So I was stuck in this conundrum of knowing I have something very special inside. I have a message I want to take to the world, but also I want to make money and be able to sustain my life and be somebody who's deemed worthy in society. And I had been battling this for a year at this point, and it really showed with the way I would fly was inconsistent. I would go for periods where I would go flying for a couple of months and then get discouraged, upset, kind of bummed out, and kind of go back down in the slumps. Then I would get back on my horse and try it again and just keep trying. And eventually it came down to February. I started to notice the same effect creeping on up, telling me, you don't really want to fly, do you? So it started to creep up on me. And at that point, I realized that I needed to either sort this out or figure out this next piece of me, which I had known pretty much since June of 2021 that I had some sort of, I don't know what you call it, but basically in April I got diagnosed with bipolar. Not bipolar 1. She said it was unspecified, but to put it easier, it's bipolar 2, which is pretty much an emotional roller coaster where all my decisions, my interactions, and how I lived and went through my life was dictated by how I felt and my emotions the whole way. I would latch on to people, I would let go of people, would slam the doors, everything I did was an emotional, unlogical ideology. Nothing I did made sense, nothing I did was coherent half the time, because I didn't understand myself, let alone no one else could, because every idea, emotion, and portrayal into the world was super emotional. And that hurt so many relationships. People I loved left, and I hurt people, and I kind of got stuck during the whole process. I got stuck in life where I was, and I realized I needed to do something about it. So I finally decided that I needed to get help and to work on that process. But the downside was that completely cut off flying. If I did get diagnosed and started medicine, I wouldn't be able to fly anymore. So that's what took me about a year to decide on. Did I want help, or did I want a sense of false stability? And I finally decided I needed to change, that I was tired of living so detached from reality. So since April, I've taken my medicine every single day, and paired with meditation, journaling, reading, every small piece of consistency I've done, the world is so different. It is drastic to me how much progress I have made and all the growth I've seen. For the past month, about 2 months at this point, I haven't noticed a lot of the effects or how I would behave before being on medicine. I feel normal in a sense, like me, like who I've always wanted to feel like, but never could reach. And it's beautiful, and I'm so thankful that I took that leap and made that decision to do that. I'm so thankful for the whole journey. And there's another piece. I can't get into a lot of details, but I had to learn acceptance, something I've always had a very hard time with. Realizing that my reality is not always reality, that sometimes you have to let people and ideas go. Growing up, I was so bad about this. Everything that I did had to be my way, had to be set in stone accordance to my mind. And this year I learned a lot about what that means to accept differences, to accept change, and to accept reality. That was a big piece. I had to let go a lot that I didn't want to, but I knew I had to. And accepting that, in doing so, so much will be ahead. So much growth and opportunity is on the way. I do accept where I'm at, that I'm still in Indiana, even though I haven't wanted to be for the past 5 years. Acceptance was key, and consistency, and learning to grow. Those are some of my biggest takeaways, and what I want the future version of myself looking back to this video will take away. I wrote a letter, more of did a poem, as I've found quite a lot of interest in doing, and I want to share that with you. I want you to create a poem of your own. Do whatever means of reflection and review. Don't waste this week that you have to look back on all that took place and all the growth and opportunity you encountered. I want you to reflect and embrace the growth, the changes, and just know you're here. You survived another year, even though it might have been a very difficult year. Know you grew and you learned so much through that process of being. I'm so thankful that you've made it this far and that you're willing to learn and open up. So I'm sharing to you the video that I created of this year and encourage you to do so as well. So thank you. I'm gonna just end it off, put it at the end. So thank you. I love you all so much. I'm Carter, and today I love you.
Life was about to begin. Then she had other plans. As choices came to a head, I found who I'd become. Winds calm the fire. Within the ashes, beauty emerged. 4 words told me who I was. As to start the path of healing. Faced with fate, I lost my way. Another year older, felt incomplete, or so it seemed. The first paved the way for 5s to arrive. I'd leave behind the path for a future of becoming. Struck down hopeless, only to find the beginning began. Each day started to ring close to the same. Thank you for the time. Sorry it ended this way. During the celebration, life offered acceptance and change, a year of consistency.